happy with my guest today, Reggie Watts. I can't believe you said yes to this.
I say yes to very few things, but all things Steph, I'm into it.
Well, we love this. Like, I thought you were going to say, I say things, all things, and I realized I should have said that. I was like, oh, that's a horrific intro.
Hell no.
Look at you, healthy with your smoothie.
It's my modified smoothie. I feel good about it.
At home?
It's a product of what used to be this smoothie, and then I added some athletic greens, some vitamin D3, and then some starch probiotic fiber.
Very healthy guy. What is this?
I'm trying.
What the hell? You make this
dinner,
at home?
It all goes to hell. But but during the day, I'm really healthy.
Dinner is just deep fried chicken wings. I love chicken wings.
Yeah, it's just flour that's just deep fried. It's just I just eat it like
you put it in a pan, some oil. That actually sounds pretty good with some syrup on that.
Oh yeah, some panko and some butter.
Oh my God, are you trying to is this like a new?
I've been trying to get in. I've been off and on. I was like in ridiculous shape 3 years ago, and then the pandemic hit. Yeah, well, I didn't. I got close. I got close to like seeing my abs, but I felt good. I was like at a size 34 pant. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. I can go fashion shopping and not be like, oh, these pants are gonna fit me. But it was like, oh, these actually fit. That vibe. And now I'm not there now, so it's.
I'm trying so hard. I gained like 15 pounds recently. I'm in a relationship and we've been oinking out like a couple of piggers. Like, of course. We're just sucking back the trough. That's what we're doing.
You got everything you need.
No, instead, when I look in the mirror now, I'm bawling my eyes out. No. But do you have the thing before you go to shows, because you're very fashionable. You always look good on stage. Like, you're very well dressed.
Oh, thanks.
You're like hip and you're not a slob comedian where you're wearing soiled t-shirt and some ripped things with a hole in your dick.
Standard flannel.
Yeah, standard flannel. But going on stage now, it's like thin people must have it so easy to just look in the mirror and put something on and leave. We're looking at Meg, the producer. Last night I bawled my eyes out for going out because I was like, none of the pants fit, and then I have to wear Spanx every day, and I'm like, I don't want to live like this.
I know. I mean, it's like one of those things where I've battled with it all my life, since I was a chubby kid, and then in high school I was like, fuck this, and then started running, in gym when you're supposed to be running and no one ever does.
Yeah.
So I started actually running, and I got really thin. I got probably the thinnest I've ever been in my life. And then I was wearing whatever I wanted, and I was like, oh, this is great. And then I got a little bit, I gained weight again, and then in I think it was early 20s, bass player made fun of me. One day I was like, oh, you're getting kind of chunky there or whatever, and I was like, you know what, fuck you, dude. And then I started, I designed my own meal just like I did in high school, just reduced calories, was on the stationary bike, I was playing frisbee, running in the lake and all this shit. And then I got
running in the lake?
Yeah, there was
in the water?
I was living in Seattle, and Lake Union in the summer is a beach you can hang out in. It's right next to the city. And so all my friends would hang out there or whatever. And while they were doing that, I would run, waist, chest deep of water along the shoreline.
Oh.
I would go between the buoys, and I'd go 10 times back and forth. And it was so much fun because you'd get into this mesmerizing, because you'd see the shimmer of the sunlight on the surface of the water, but then you could also see the bottom at the same time. So I was
is that clear?
Yeah, it was it was that clear. Yeah, well, it's that shallow and that clear, combo. But and so I got in amazing shape, and then of course I started touring, moved to New York, got real comfortable, had all the calzones, and then I just gained a lot of weight. And then when I came to LA for my gig in 2014, then I was like, fuck this. Now I have enough money for a trainer. So then I started doing the trainer, and then I got in really good shape again. And then pandemic hit, and then now here I am. Not as bad as I was, but I'm cool. I try to be good to myself. I try not to be an asshole. It's I've got arms.
Yeah.
Some people don't have fucking arms, and they're like, I used to have an arm, and I wish I had an arm like you do. I try to do that without. Okay, this is great, isn't this? This podcast?
No, because I feel like, especially in our business, it's very hard to keep on track and to keep fucking. We're busy.
Yeah.
When are we?
I know, busy all the time.
It's too much.
And comfy.
I can't believe you run in the water. Did no one look at you and find that alarming? Just
no, I know.
Sprinting in the water. Sure I've never heard this before.
I know. It's my favorite. If I could figure out a way to be able to do that at home, a long trench, that I could just run back and forth. I swear I would do it because it's the best exercise. Because you're you're just like, you get in this rhythm, and then you can use your hands to kind of paddle, or you can resist as you're going through the water.
Okay, I
so
think you just like splashing your face.
Yeah, and you can splash your face if you're getting too hot. It's like the perfect, everything is easy on your joints. It's like strengthens all the muscle. It's great. I love it.
You should go to Aquafit.
I need to do that. I'm going to try to do that.
Mostly elderly people, but
yeah. Okay.
You'd be the cool one in there.
Yeah, I guess I would be.
You'd be just like doing laps around them.
So what's it like to be able to touch your toes?
I mean, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
I've seen, the only other time I've seen someone walk through water was my dad is a lunatic, and he has this boat at the cottage, and he doesn't want it to hit the dock, so he has a rock on a rope pulled out so it doesn't hit the dock when the waves come in.
Yeah.
So in order, when the water goes down, my dad has to move the rock out. So it's a rock, it's like a brick attached to a rope. So I've seen my dad, so I didn't believe my sister's like, go under the water when dad's moving the rock. I go, what are you talking about? So I go into water with my goggles. My dad, literally, this stout Bulgarian man, is on the bottom of the lake. It's probably like 8 feet deep, holding this brick and walking along the bottom of the water like a maniac. Like, if you ever, like a mental patient, have you ever seen like a man walk on underwater before? It was bizarre.
Whoa.
It was really strange.
Whoa.
And that's, I don't know why I'm picturing you now.
And he's like above the water. His head's above the water.
No, under, fully
he's
submerged.
He's just walking
He's
underwater.
walking under.
Oh, and he's using the rock as weight. Well,
Yes.
it's also functional, but he has to move the rock, but the rock also keeps him underwater.
Yes, but I feel like there's like another way of doing this. Like maybe lifting it up and moving it. Like
I think he likes
lifting
it.
Oh, he loves it.
He loves that.
He's down there with no goggles, just eyes open.
He's like,
just
I am alive. Like,
and then we come up and we're all like, what are you fucking doing? It's very manic. It's a very bizarre thing to do.
like, I am alive. You're like, okay, get it.
Like, okay, Dad.
You are.
You have arthritis, and this is why. Because you're moving. No, he's got problems. I know he's fine. But
Hey.
anyways,
Hey, Dad.
Yeah, we've never fully had like a full conversation before. This is our first time having an actual chat.
You might as well do it.
This is
like,
it.
This is the best way. Best way.
Live to really get to know somebody just live on on a podcast, because I've done shows with you for a while.
Yes.
We were on a show kind of recently in like a weird bar.
What was that?
Like a back bar corner thing.
What the fuck was that? Well, there was in outside. The outside, was it outside or was it inside?
Inside, it was like a corner bar. It was in Atwater Village.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that was a cool spot.
That
weird
was a cool
room.
spot.
I mean, cool room, but also weird room at the same time.
Yeah, they were really hit and miss. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, people were like, you kind of had to work for it.
A lot of work.
Yeah, a lot of work. But it was a cool room, though. The vibe was cool. It was all packed and shit. And
I like a packed room.
People were eating.
People
I
are-
love
they're-
people eating when I'm doing comedy.
Do you? No,
No.
you don't. I was like, no, but you're not that dirty, are you?
No, I'm not. No,
Okay.
no.
So
no.
you're palatable.
Yeah, I'm palatable, but also I just don't like, people like.
Yeah. It's disgusting.
Like, come on.
Also, why do we only have chicken wings served at comedy clubs? That's the grossest thing to eat while we're performing.
At least boneless.
Boneless,
Do boneless.
exactly. Do boneless. It's
Do
so much
boneless.
sucking and all the wet naps everywhere. It's disgusting. I can't stand it. Whenever people also eat during my set, I'm like, are you crazy?
Yeah.
Listen to what I'm talking about right now. Like, this is
should have a
bizarre.
warning.
I should have a warning.
Warning.
There also, I had a couple start making out at my show in Seattle last weekekend.
Really?
Like, I was talking, and then I looked at him like, are you guys kissing? And then she like sat on his lap, and they started hardcore. Like, it was gross. No, it was disgusting.
Wow.
It wasn't. I think at first they were like doing it as like a attention thing, and then they started really getting into it.
Whoa, voyeurs. I always
What
say
is
voyeur.
that?
I don't always say voyeur. Yeah, I think it's voyeur. Definitely voyeur. Definitely tripling down. That's a triple down. Like, you want to see how much we really fucking are into each other? Check this out.
And then you're like, I don't love this.
And you're like, wow, that's cool. I have a job to do, but go ahead.
Yeah,
it's
you
your
go ahead,
show now.
please. Have you ever been propositioned to a threesome after the show?
You know what? I have not.
Really?
I have not. That sounds pretty standard for comedians, but
No, I'm shocked by this.
no, I haven't. I've never been propositioned. No. Twice in my life I've been propositioned after a show, but not or no, was it a show? No, I don't even think I played the show. I was just at a friend's show, and then a friend of mine was like, this lady, my friend that I met on the dance floor, wants to, like someone I was dating, was wants to go back. But I felt nothing for this person. Like this, she pointed out this person. I was like, there's no vibe. Like, why would I go, well, might as well, it's not worth it. I don't want to pretend to be into somebody.
See, that
would have been weird.
Yeah, well, it also...
So no.
But that's great that you said no, because if
Have you?
Oh yeah, of course. Just because I'm like,
this happens
well,
often.
no, just because I was like, well, when am I going to do this again? Even though no feelings for these people at all.
Right. That
But
well,
I did it.
I think. How was it?
Weird.
Yeah.
It was a girl and a guy.
Yeah.
And
they were a couple.
no,
They knew each other.
No,
oh,
no. And the
All
girl
random.
halfway through started crying because she had a boyfriend. And then the guy. Well, this is the weirdest part. The
Alcohol?
guy was having sex with her, and then she started crying, and I was like, my turn. I was like, well, what am I, child liver over here? Do I get a little something? But then he tried to use.
Ding, ding, ding.
He tried to use the same condom.
No.
And I was like, isn't there etiquette here
No.
for threesomes the way you switch up the condom?
No, you have to switch
Yeah,
condoms.
you must switch
I'm
it up.
sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, even though I don't know that as a formal rule, that would be pretty automatic for me.
I would assume.
Yeah, you'd be like, excuse me. Okay, now.
And it seems like something you would change. Like if I was using a condom, I kind of want to bring back female condoms. You ever seen one?
Yeah, they're like, how do they stay on the outside? How does it stay?
It doesn't really. Okay, so it's kind of like a sleeve.
Yeah.
So it has like almost like a rubber band,
like a gasket or
like almost like a hard rubber band, like a hair,
Okay.
hard hair elastic
Right,
to get it in, to fold it,
Kinda
to
like
get
a
it in.
diva cup.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, exactly, to get it in, and the outside is just a bit. It's really gross. Like picture if you had your sleeve inside out,
Yes.
and then just kind of like the bottom open a bit.
Wow.
So I guess you'd have to hold it.
Have you ever used one?
No, but I got
wanna
them
know-
as a joke because I wanted to use it once.
Because I wonder what it would feel. You should try that with your current situation.
Yes.
Because that would be just like, what does it feel? Because like, is it similar to like a guy using a condom? Because I don't really notice when I have a condom on. Like guys are like, oh, a condom because you can't feel it. Like, I don't have a problem with that at all. I don't even understand what the hell they're fucking talking
No,
about.
I thank you for saying that because there's so many men. I think they just don't want to, but they're like, it's like a whole different thing. And I'm like, is it that different? What did you?
Yeah.
Why is your dick so raw that when you would have something on it that you can't feel it at all? Doesn't make sense. I wanted to do the female condom on like a one night stand. Really freaking out.
That would be so
Yeah.
sick. I mean, does it come in is it just a giant, like, looks like a giant condom bag? Right, here we go.
Yeah, I had to
Get
do
the
a
plunger.
full clown act to get the fucking blow. I bring the fucking bike pump out. I'm like,
You have a tape deck.
all of a sudden I'm a mime in full paint, and they're like, "Where did you do this very quickly?"
Guys, like,
It would
yeah.
be. It's like I'd say like this size, like a
Okay.
square.
Okay.
It's definitely bigger. It's probably like 5 times the
How do
normal
you
condom.
put it in?
That's where
Is there
I
a
don't
plunger?
know.
Like, you know what I mean? You know what
No,
I'm saying?
you feel like you would need like some sort of
Yeah.
stick to get it in there.
Yeah.
'Cause
Like-
I can't. I'm not putting my whole in there.
You're just like,
Yeah, just fisting my while the guy's
so
in there.
easy. I've done it for years.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
You got to do a segment.
I
on it. You
need
got to
to.
try it, and then you got to let us know.
I know. I will.
I
That's
want to
where-
know because that's.
I'll do a follow-up.
So weird because it's
so
either going to be
bizarre.
too much material in there, and you're going to feel like all this extra stuff in there, or you're not going to notice it at all. I guess, but I don't know.
Because it's not snug fitting.
No, it's not because it has to be general. It's general, right?
Have you ever done the thing where you buy a condom that's too big and pretend it's not?
I have this weird thing where I have like I don't know how my penis compares to like the standards or anything like that. I just have it, you know.
Yeah. It's just there.
Yeah, it's just there.
You're like, there
it's
it is.
there.
That's that. And there
I
it
know
is.
it's there. It's great. I mean, I'd say like most condoms, they fit okay. Like they fit fine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I haven't, you know, but I haven't had like a Magnum or, you know, like when Magnums first came out.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think some people probably, even though they didn't fit, they would just buy them because they just to have them so that people saw them.
Oh, it's more
Like,
than some.
ooh. Oh, really?
Oh yeah. I brought this up to a girl at a party a while ago, and then
Really?
all of a sudden, every girl started chiming in. Several guys do this, where they buy Magnums when they don't fit them at all. It's a very common thing, and then they like act, and then they're like, "Oh, it normally fits. Maybe I'm not hard enough." It's like, this has never fit you. This has never, in your life, one time fit you. It's a very strange.
That is so weird.
It'd be like
Why
me
would you
buying
do
like
that?
I don't know, like a small T-shirt. I mean, like it normally fits. And just like, ripping into shreds. Like I know I'm a large. I don't tell you.
What's
I
wrong
know
with this
I'm a large.
shirt?
It's like whenever I send in my I'm sure like when you act and stuff, you send in like your sizes. My sizes, I don't have like normal sizes, so I just say I'm large all around, and they're like, this is not sizes. There's no numbers here. I don't know what the fuck.
This is philosophy.
Yeah, it's like, I always say, look at my Instagram. I have a broad back, and they're like, you've given us really nothing. I have a fitting tomorrow at 9 a.m. They're gonna be like, this is nothing at all like normal weed.
I don't know. I mean, fuck.
You're acting on stuff. I saw you on something recently. What the hell are you on? You're on something on Hulu or Netflix right now.
Oh, History of the World Part 2.
Something else. Well, it's that. Well, great.
Hulu.
Go watch that. You were on a show, and I remember being like, "Oh shit!"
Oh, I wonder what that could have been.
I also wonder because you were in it. You had a full role.
God,
it was a guest star, but it was good.
Oh shit! I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's the funny thing. It's like most of the things I do are just like such quick pop-ins. You know, like I don't really get scenes that much.
Okay.
Even though I would like to, like, especially after being at the History of the World Part 2 premiere and like seeing like the first two episodes, I was like, I could totally do that.
Yeah, I'm good.
It's just like everybody's just like kind of bullshitting and like hamming it up and whatever, and it's silly and it's fun, and I'm like, oh, I could totally do that. But I'm always just like, does anybody need a sandwich? And that's it. Like, or, hey guys, or like, that's and they're like, great, thank you. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, how do you audition for that third one? How is it exactly?
That's a tough one.
It's like, is that
that's a tough one.
Or?
They just have to know what they want, and they're like, that's the guy. There's only 3 guys that do it. Let's do that guy because we know him.
I feel like we have a very distinct look.
Yes.
Each of us. So it's like,
yes.
I don't go out for class. Like the role I'm doing tomorrow is like a butch coach. I'm like, well, yeah, that checks out. That's fair. That's exactly
huge stretch.
Huge stretch.
But I can see how you could do it.
Yeah, I'm really gonna try. I just tuck the old mullet behind the ears and.
Yeah.
That's it.
They're like, okay, yeah, it's gonna require a lot of prosthetics, but we can make it work.
Yeah. I didn't book this troll commercial once, and I was so pissed because they had to put prosthetics on the girl because she was like really feminine and a small nose. I'm like, you would have not wasted any money. How did I not book Troll Woman? I'm never gonna get over this. It was years ago, and I swear to God, I'm so pissed off.
I get it.
And I get it. You should have been the troll.
Well, no. I just like I get why you're just like I should have been me. It's like what the fuck are you guys? Why? It's like
no, because because the casting agent and the agency and their manager.
It's like okay, I see.
Do you get a lot of stuff because of like who you know out here? Kind of thing like.
Sometimes
friends cast you and stuff.
Sometimes, I mean, again, I don't get cast that much. As like sometimes like things will come out and I'll be like, why wasn't I on that? Like,
but you're on TV every day.
I'm on TV every day.
Yeah.
I am on TV every day, but it's like again, I'm very minimally involved. But
you're riffing in. You're getting some riffs.
Yeah, I'm getting riffs and stuff like that, and I'm glad I'm not more involved because like I think I have probably the best job out of everybody on the show because I'm only there for 2 hours maximum.
Oh shit! Oh, that's good.
So I just literally show up, do the show, and leave.
Oh wow!
And that's it. And so like for the amount, I have the least amount of time I'm there out of anybody in the entire show.
Oh wow!
So in that way, I think I've won. I think I manufactured it to operate that way, and it ended up working out that way, and that's great. So that was great. But I'm just like. Yeah, I don't get asked as much. I'm always like doing like little bit things.
Yeah.
I'm the guy that like is walking down a sidewalk. It might be maybe my friend's movie. One of the this woman named Clem who plays in Death Valley Girls, this kind of post-punk punk rock band. They made a movie. Her and her friend made a movie. But maybe that. But my point is like I don't get asked as much as you might think that I would get asked.
I thought you did all the time.
Yeah, I know. I'm glad.
Where am I seeing you in my dreams?
Yeah.
Good night, Reggie Watts. Full
They're like, yeah, he was in Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's like, I'm pretty sure. It's like, no, I'm just conflating. I don't know. But I mean, I definitely look forward to doing more stuff. I mean, that's my whole thing. I want to do more. I want to like be in a scene, like to actually have time to act with other people and do it. Now, mind you, I can't memorize a script to save my life. But I'm really great at improvising.
Well, then here's the thing: if somebody casts you for something as like a role based around you, kind of or whatever, they're gonna let you improvise.
I hope
they're gonna let
yeah.
you make it yourself. They're not. Most directors and stuff now are like, and I'm speaking from the 2 scenes I've done in my whole life.
I love it.
I'm like, I'm a professional.
Way more.
But
than
they're
me.
always like, well, there's been like 5 lines. But I'll say it, and sometimes if words are weird, like just say it in your own words or improvise a bit. So if you can improvise, that's all I think people care about. They'd rather that than you reading verbatim some weird Because they write it in like a weird cadence that you wouldn't say it in, or like a big word that you can't.
That's
and sometimes
true.
like I'm Canadian, so I don't realize I say some stuff, and they're like, "You need to Americanize this," and I was like, "I don't."
Right.
No one knows about like that.
Yeah,
That's how I say it or whatever.
About.
A boot.
A beat. A beat.
Like,
right? A beat. That's
like,
American.
That's not. That's what script are you reading?
What's going on? What's that all a beat?
I have a question for you. When you're watching comics on the show, is that awkward? Like, do they look at you for like if they're like kind of not getting a laugh? They'll look over you.
They'll be like,
Reggie knows. Reggie knows.
And I'll be like,
no. Yeah. Yeah. You just start do the drum
it's like, let's wrap it up. It can't. Well, I don't know if it's actually awkward. I definitely will not laugh unless I think it's funny.
Good.
That's
okay,
the one
good.
thing. And but I will say that there's something that the show does that I think is annoying for comics. I think, and maybe you might have an opinion on this, but anytime a comic is on the show, James, because we tape at 4, James will do this moment before the comic comes out, and he'll address the audience, and he'll say, I know, doing comedy is really hard at like 5:30 in the afternoon, so if you really could like, I know that you've been at the show a while, blah, blah, blah. And he builds up all this stuff, and he's like trying to prepare the audience for like
a bomb,
a comedian. Yeah, like a comedian. Like we don't want the comedian to bomb, so we want them to have like maximum energy.
Yeah.
And I find that to be a little unnecessary, because if a comedian is funny, they're fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like, just let someone be funny.
Yeah.
They're already at a show. Everyone's already at the show, and they're already having a good time. The show is a good time. It's supposed to be a good time. I don't think they need that. And I complained about it all the time, and like they still keep doing it. And I'm like, I bet you, as an experiment, could we try just once?
One, to not do it.
Like, to not do that, unless someone really, unless they need it, or ask them. Ask the comedian if they want that or not. It's
That's
just
interesting.
It's a weird thing. Like it bothers me every time. I'm like, I know this person, and they're gonna fucking blow the roof off of this place. They don't need this like extra artificial encouragement, because then it's artificial, and then you don't feel like I'm getting all these extra laughs. I mean, some people like they want the laughs no matter what. I get it.
Yeah.
I get that, but some of my friends were like, I don't like that.
And you could, I would not like that, but you can also hear, like, you can tell when you watch a late night set of comics when the laughs come when they're like, okay, and the punchline's next. Like, they start laughing when it's like not even the right time. So laughing at nothing.
Yes.
And it feels bizarre. Have you ever done a late night?
Yeah. I did Conan tons of times.
Okay.
He was really cool about that. And
I was like, that's the only one I saw live. I don't remember them doing that at
no,
Conan.
they do not do that at Conan. It's just you're on the show, and you're next.
Yeah.
Like anything.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way it should always be. I don't like that weird, like, we need the hype on everything. It's like, just maybe music. We have a lot of music that's like on the show that's, I would say, is what the band and I call mediocre.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's music. You know what I mean? Like a producer made that track, and people are moving and saying stuff on a microphone, and I guess that's music. So there's a lot of that stuff, and it's because it's a corporate platform, and there's like a lot of corporate entities involved, and so you'll get that, and then once in a while you'll get someone who's actually really good. But so I'd say for those types of bands, like hype them up, like get them hyped, just feel it, like get involved, because they might need it, because people are like, this is good, but they're just kind of watching it, and they're like, no, you should, during this thing you should be really, okay, I'll do that. But I get that, but that's the only thing I can think of. It's not like Jamie Lee Curtis, go nuts for her.
Yeah,
because she needs your support. And like if Jamie Lee
needs 3 applause breaks, or she's gonna walk off.
Yeah, totally. Like that to me is like, just let people be excited the way that they're gonna organically be excited. There's already an audience fluffer that's constantly like, hey, let's keep the energy up. That's like the general. That's like and they're there throughout the entire show. So
that's a job.
They'll go like this when like the audience is they should be reacting, and oftentimes they don't really need it, but people are cued to that person. They will follow that person.
Okay.
So that's already happening. Like, you don't need the extra stuff on top of it. I don't think all my showrunners going to be like, you motherfucker. But that's just my personal opinion.
No, and I agree with that, especially as a comic. That would be bizarre to come out to that, because then you're already nervous doing the damn show.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people put this, like, the late night pressure on them. Like, this is my big break. This could be a make or break thing, which I wouldn't know. I've never done one.
You will.
No, I don't think so. I think
you will on the right show. I think the right show. Yeah. Also, the shows are going away. You could do Kimmel.
I don't think I could do Kimmel. I think Kimmel's also, they frown upon dirty.
But Kimmel's like, he's more flex. Like, I think he's more dirty minded. He's clever and dirty, and I think you could craft a set that would feel like still you.
Yeah.
But like, I think out of all the shows, I think Kimmel would be the one.
I want to be the one that sits on the couch.
Yeah,
that's my goal. I want to go right to the couch. Yeah, I don't want to be doing up there yapping on my leg. Let me sit down.
You will.
We'll see.
You're an interesting person.
I'm an interesting.
Okay.
I think and then I'll tell the story of my dad walking on the bottom of the lake, and everyone's like, "This is not relatable, and this is very strange."
You could tell a story literally about anything, and it would be like, "Oh, yeah, what else?"
It'd be the first time Fallon doesn't laugh. He'll be like, "Well, we'll cut to commercial. I don't know how to react to this."
Oh my god, I don't know. Did I say Fallon or Kimmel? Kimmel?
Okay, Kimmel, no, but I'm saying Fallon wouldn't laugh, and he's always laughing.
I was like, no, because Kimmel's the guy. Kimmel, I want to be clear. I said Kimmel.
No, Fallon, I could not do, and I know
Fallon,
that.
Do not know.
No, the booker years ago was like, if you're dirty, you're never getting on this, and I was like, ta-ta, and then I never will be on that.
Yeah, TTFN.
TTF.
Yeah, but Kimmel, I don't know. Anyways, but yes, we'll see. I think things are changing in the late night landscape.
We love to hear this.
I know.
Well, now I want to hear. So we're going to get into the Steph Infection part of the podcast.
All right.
So it's all about body stuff and ailments and whatever.
Nice.
Do you have any? We sent an email. We're doing this live here. We're doing it live.
I do. Yes, I do vaguely, I do vaguely remember about.
Vaguely remember?
Yeah, I do. I do vaguely remember about. I mean, I got my knees hurt. You know, what's that? Well, I had an operation on my back.
Oh, well, then let's get into this.
Well, I had 6 vertebrae removed. No, just kidding.
My, what?
Just kidding.
And you're like, there's nothing wrong with me. My back is not my own. It's a different spine.
I'm 8 inches shorter.
Yeah.
No, I'm just like.
Just cuz.
Hey guys.
No, I had a lipoma, which is like a fatty tumor.
Oh,
like,
on the bottom of the.
No, it was
Where?
it was just like in kind of like underneath, not underneath my shoulder blade, but below my shoulder blade. It's just like they're like these like little fatty deposits. They can happen anywhere on your body. Like,
okay.
Some people have them in their forearm, or like I had a friend who had one on their head or whatever. And they're just like these little fatty tumors. They're benign. But
how big are we
they
talking?
just happen. It was like probably about like that big around.
Oh wow! And you
about a little thinner than your finger, like half an inch or something like that.
Okay.
And I could feel it every time I would if I was sitting in this chair right now, leaning back, I could feel it rolling around.
Oh, it moves.
Well, just because it's fatty, so it's soft tissue, so it just kind of moves, And then, or laying down on, hard floor on your back or whatever, and it just like really bothered me, and it was like for 8 or 10 years I was experiencing that.
Oh my God, you've lived it for that long.
And it grows larger over time, So I was like, fuck this, I need to get rid of this, and so I just kind of had an elective surgery and got this really great surgeon. She was awesome, and and had it removed.
They just like simple incision, take it out.
Yeah, it's like is kind of deep under the muscle fiber.
Oh.
So kind of like against between the ribs and all the muscles.
Oh,
in the
it's
back.
way back in there. Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
So it was a little bit of a, they had to get in there, but they didn't have to cut anything. Like the muscle tissue just kind of separates really nicely. Oh. So she was explaining it. She's like, it just separates. You can just like, it's like pastrami, she said. It's like, you can
That's the term she used.
Yeah, she's like, you can just like push it apart, and then you can just, find the thing, cut it out or whatever, and then just like pull it through and sew you back up. And
really?
And it was basically painless, except for some reason it's having a hard time healing, like on this little tiny half-inch part of the incision still to this day. And I think it might be because there's some stitches that still need to come out.
There? Oh shit.
But that's about it. But it was an interesting process to go.
Is it a bad scar? Or is it it's nothing now?
It's the top part of it is perfect, just like a line. It looks like a line, and then just like that last little bit, this bit is like having a hard time heal. So if I wouldn't have fucked with it, I think what it was is the first day or two, So, you're supposed to like ice it to help with swelling and stuff like that. And I was icing it, but I decided to put an ice pack on my bed and then lay on the ice pack. But I think it was like too hard.
Okay.
And it put pressure on the thing. And I think it might have split the bottom stitches.
Okay.
But the doctor did look at it a couple times. She's like, "You're healing great." So
Like,
I don't know.
You're like, I'm making this up. That is just in, out, and that's it. How do they know it's benign? Did they test it first?
They tested afterwards.
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
after. Okay.
Yeah, but they
Scary.
you do an MRI so they can see it and they see where it is, and then then they test it afterwards, and it was totally benign.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah,
I was like, that's a good outcome.
Yeah, it just sucked. I did not like. It was just such a gross feeling. And now aside from that last little bit healing, like it's all good. Like I can do exercise, I can do all this stuff now. I'm fully functional.
Oh,
it's
good.
just.
And it was like your first surgery, like your first under knife thing. Okay.
Yeah, it was my first time. I was trying to go my whole life without having surgery once. Like that was my deal. And I was like, you can make it if you could make it all the way through. Like without no tattoos, no piercings. I do have 3 piercings, but just like my ears. But yeah, so I was trying, but it's okay. I was like, fuck it.
No tattoos. You don't want that's a goal of yours.
Yeah, I'm just not interested in them. It's for other people.
I assume that you would be. You seem like a tattoo.
I know. I think
You seem like you're tattooed.
No, I think I seem like one too.
Yeah.
Like in my head.
Like a full back piece.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I know. Could you imagine? I mean, I lived in Seattle in the 90s, so I should have had multiple piercings, scarification, and tattoos. But didn't catch.
Wow.
Didn't take.
Oh wow. That's good. You don't. I mean, now it's like once you have none too, you're like, this is it.
Yeah.
It's nice to be natural because you only get one weird one.
Yeah. I like it. I mean, someday I'll get like a fake tattoo that looks really realistic. Like in the movies, like how they do those.
Oh yeah, the old arm ones. And the full sleeves.
Yeah, just like if I get like kind of ripped again or something like that, I would love to get like a bunch of fake tattoos and just walk in with like a sleeveless shirt and be like, "Hey, what's up?" Like, neck.
Oh, you gotta go
piece.
right to the neck. Yeah.
Like, "Hey, what's up?" Lip ring. Travis Barker.
I have a lip ring. It's still open. Yeah, it never closes.
Oh,
I had a
wow.
little side thing.
That's amazing.
Because I was obsessed with Blink-182. I was.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, I had it. It doesn't close. Piercings don't close. I have this. I have nose. I can just put it all back in.
Yeah, this second one down here, for some reason, it's closed. I can go like 3/4 of the way and then it stops.
You're scared to do the old push through?
Yeah. I kind of want to. But
do it. Ice it. It'll bleed a bit.
Well, I want to go to an earring place.
Yeah, probably do that. Probably go to Claire's, get them to punch a new hole.
Yeah, there's an elephant in the background. Back there.
I think I have a lump on my head. Now you reminded me that I have.
You might have a lipoma.
I might. But I'm scared because it's right here and it's a weird spot.
That's okay.
You can't see it. It's like I can feel it.
You can feel it, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's there. It's been there for a long time.
Yeah,
it's gotten bigger. Now I'm concerned.
It's just a lipoma.
I thought it was like a sweat gland.
Oh yeah.
Clogged.
So sometimes it can be that, but it's probably just like a little lipoma.
Yeah.
I have so many friends have had, like when I mentioned the lipoma thing, like, oh yeah, I had, like, it's very common.
Yeah,
it's like 1 in 4 people.
Isn't it like
lipoma.
a kind of sweat gland clogs and then kind of becomes like a fatty thing? I don't know.
Yeah, that could. I don't know.
Or just like our bodies are fucked. Weird things are floating around in there.
Yeah,
Probably one in the making right now.
It's a weird space in there.
It's weird stuff's going on.
Yeah, I don't. I try not to think about it too much.
No, I can't. If I get really high and then I poke my head, I think I have cancer and I go through the wormhole. I'm like,
of course.
Something I have to leave it there.
Yeah,
it stays there forever.
I know. Yeah, because if you don't address it, it's not real.
Yeah. That's how I live my life. If I don't address it, it's not real. My favorite question on the podcast is, what is the worst body thing you've ever seen, heard? Someone told you, like just a horror story of something about a body accident or something that's just ruined your life. It's a big one. Big question. Something you could have seen, like someone could have shared an article.
Right. Well, I mean, a friend of mine, I guess the only thing that comes to mind like immediately is a friend of mine became an EMT, and he was called to the scene of a motorcycle accident where a guy, I don't know why this happened, but this guy was like at a light or something and like gunned the motorcycle or something like that, and ended up like just running into a gas station and like hit like the pump or whatever, and like the thing or whatever. And then when they showed up on the scene, they were like, well, we got to, collect the debris or whatever. And like people were like going over to the guy and they're just like, his friend's like, or my friend was like, I'm going to go, or no, yeah, it was my friend. He was like, I'm going to go get the guy's helmet. And then they went to go get the guy's helmet and the head was still in the helmet.
Oh my God. That's fucking wild.
That was fucked.
Yeah, that was fucked. That is fucked. Oh my God. How do EMTs sleep at night? Like, how does he see that and go, well, got to pick up my kid at 4? Like,
yeah,
I got to get the heck out of here.
I don't know. I think they're really good at compartmentalization. Like they know what a human body is. And I mean, I have a friend in Montana, Kelly Stevens. I grew up with him, and he worked for a funeral home for, I think I can't remember what it is. It was definitely like at least 9 years or something like that. And he was the guy that would pick up the people after they've passed. So he would have all these crazy stories of, because everyone dies in different ways and for different reasons. So he had all these crazy stories. And he just like, after a while, he was like, I'm just really good at compartmentalizing it. Like I can just see it. Oh, this is a form. This is a body. This is a thing that happens in nature, and I am this, but like I know about it and I see it, and it's a machine. It's like a bio machine. So they're able to see it in that way. Just like doctors can, do surgery and see crazy shit, and they're like, I know what to do. Like it, it's the same thing in any profession, I suppose. But it's just weird when it's like, oh no, you're dealing with like potential death or dismemberment or disfigurement or all that shit. And I think that people are just wired to be able to do that, or like war medics, stuff like that, where they're seeing crazy shit. A friend of mine sent me. He's in Ukraine right now, in Kyiv, and he sent me. I was like, I didn't ask for him, but he sent me some photos of some soldiers in the hospital, and it was like the wounds were insane. Jesus. I was like, I can't believe this guy is alive.
Wow.
And like the stuff that they have to deal with and the things that they see. I think you're like, I'm either going to help or I'm going to run away.
Yeah.
And like, I'm here to help. So I better figure out how to deal with this in my mind.
I wish I
Still
had
trauma,
that.
though.
Yeah, very trauma.
It's still trauma.
My sister's best friend works for a funeral home. He has his whole life. His mom's a funeral director. So since he's been in middle school, he was the one who would collect the bodies. And he's like a happy-go-lucky guy. Like, he's a drinker, he's a partier, very nice guy. And he was like, sometimes when he gets really drunk, whatever, he'll like tell stories. And he said this, one of the worst ones he said was a woman was in the bathtub and he went to pick her up. And like he went to lift her up and his fingers just like went through her body because she, I guess, had been in the tub, like an older woman who I guess, I know, I'm so sorry. I also realized you're like, why did I agree to this podcast? But I was like, that was one of the worst things I've heard like in that. But I'm like, but he also he was like, yeah, it was gross, and that was it. And I was like, that's insane for you to just, I guess some people just have that, it just clicks in their head where they don't like people who really like Dr. Pimp Popper or something, like when they watch stuff like that. Like, I can't even I have this podcast, I can't even look at a surgery. If you showed me like an open wound right now, I would probably faint.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know why I'm doing this. It makes no sense. I gag a lot. I almost faint like 3 times now, I think, on this podcast. Yeah. It's bizarre.
Maybe it's like you like the idea of the edge of it, but you just don't like the reality of it.
That's exactly it.
Which I think there's a curiosity about it.
Yeah. There's a curiosity for me, and then I'm like, I go home and I don't sleep because my mind is racing all day.
Oh my God. I mean, I understand. I can't really watch remember Faces of Death. I don't know if you remember those videos.
No.
In the 80s. It started in the 80s, but it was prevalent in the 90s, and I think it's still kind of known. But there were these videotapes that you could get, and it was called Faces of Death, and it was just a collection of filmed, people dying.
Who's filming this?
Just is it
real?
Dash cam footage from cops, aftermath of someone who fell asleep on the railroad tracks or whatever, and the train ran over them. That kind of shit, and it was just heavy, heavy shit. And I remember kids talking about it, and I was like, I can't see. I know I can't see that.
No,
because I will not. Because I remember Kristen Shaw and I once. That song "Hey Man, Nice Shot" by Filter.
Yeah. Hey,
apparently it's about this politician that shot himself live at a press conference.
Oh shit!
I forgot who it was, but. And we heard about that, and we're like, oh, I wonder if that's online or something, And this would have been 2000, I don't know, 6 or 7 or something like that. And she and I, we were at my friend Jake's place, and we went into his room, and he had his computer set up, and we just sat next to each other. We're like, let's find the video.
Yeah.
And we found the video, and there's just like this dude at the press conference, like, you know, it's like one camera angle, kind of C-SPAN style or whatever, and like people are like getting ready for the, you know, people are setting up cameras, and you hear rustling around or whatever, and he's like reaching, and he's like pulls out these envelopes, and he like hands it to someone, he hands another envelope to someone else, or whatever, and you're like, oh, okay, what's going on? And then he reaches under the podium, and there's like a manila envelope, and he pulls out I think it's like a 357 Magnum or something like that, and he just like puts it into his mouth, and everyone's like, no, and you just see, and it was just like,
oh my.
It was like boom, he collapses immediately, and there's just like a torrent of blood coming out of his nose, and her and I just started crying. We just started bawling, and we're like holding on to each other.
Oh my God. Why is that on the internet? This shouldn't be there. We need this to go away.
I don't know.
God damn it.
I don't know, but that was like the last time I think I saw something like that.
Yeah, and you're like, I'm done with this.
I will
now.
not. I can't do it.
No.
I can't do it anymore because I can't unsee it. You know,
No, that's a problem.
It's always there. And that was a choice.
Yeah, yeah, you chose that.
I chose that.
To not see that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm not blaming it on anybody else but me.
Oh my God. Growing up, did your parents ever say like weird stuff to you? Like body stuff to like kind of scare you?
No, not really. I mean, my dad definitely, you know, he would always sometimes comment on my weight a little bit, or he'd be like, maybe there's a scientific explanation for why you're so chubby or something like that.
What the heck?
Yeah, like he would like be like, well, there's this condition where you like can be constipated or, you know, or whatever, and like blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I don't know. I mean, I ate a lot of chocolate, so maybe there's something
You're like,
there.
no, I had my uncle always ask me why my nose was so big. And I was like, mine could live comfortably inside of yours and you would not know it was there. Like his nose was the size of his head. And he'd be like, why is your nose so big? I'm like, look at you. How dare you?
What?
It was insane. I told my parents for a while I wanted to get a nose job, and they were saying no, but they weren't like, don't. They were like, no, you don't. And I was like, you're not convincing me here. Do I not need it, or should I do it? I used to have an envelope in middle school. Me and my friend Maria, we wanted a nose job so badly because we got bullied so badly for our noses. She's a Greek girl. She's beautiful. And we both had like a spare job, and every paycheck we had an envelope in both our rooms that said nose job fund, and we'd put money into it.
Whoa.
And then when the internet kind of hit, we found this video of like them opening up a nose and doing like this shaving down, like the rhinoplasty. I was like, I'm going to keep it. Turns out I'm going to keep the nose.
No. Oh.
Okay, let me read a Colin story so we can not
Please.
think.
give me a Colin Hanks
Okay,
story.
here we go. This is write in the damn story, StephInfectionPodcast@gmail.com, or go to the link tree and send in. There's a form. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. In college, I stepped on a rusty nail to get into some backyard party. The nail went into my arch, I can't read, of my foot and totally through. I knew immediately it was fucked. The next day, I go to a doctor and get a tetanus shot and get the wound cleaned and bandaged. 2 weeks after that, my foot swells up like a balloon. My friends all start calling me potato foot. That's a good name. I mean, this is already fun. I go and see another doctor. They treat it, rebandage it, and send me on my way. 2 weeks after that, the infection is so bad. This is a super gross story. Uh-oh. It's really going in with everything we've said today.
That's right.
That it started eating through the top of my foot. The nail never went all the way through, but the infection sure as shit did. My skin was ... spongy. Ooh, a little dish sponge here. So I go to a podiatrist and they have to surgically remove the infected skin. In quotes, we are going to go in and cut the bad stuff out. Sometimes doctors say weird things, like the pastrami and this seems like there's another term we can use here.
They're like, we just want to use layman's terms.
Yeah.
Those are gross.
Yeah,
terms.
just give me the medical terms so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
Remove the bad stuff out was the whole pre-op. They had to stuff it with gauze and fill in the cavity as it healed, which to remove, they had to rapidly rip it out of your body, which was so intensely painful, I vomited and passed out. Something like 3 to 4 months after initially stepping onto that nail did my foot fully heal. I found out later, all my friends are making bets on whether or not I was going to lose my whole foot.
Oh my Lord, what kind of friends are those?
That's psychotic.
That sucks.
I mean, kind of, wouldn't you though? Would you not bet on that? I think I'd bet on that.
I don't know, man. I'd be rooting for them to keep their foot.
No, I don't
What
want
the
them to
hell?
keep the foot, but I mean, it's a fun betting.
Oh, I
game.
guess, yeah. I guess if you're betting positively, I guess you could feel better about it. But
Have you ever
Jesus.
got a tetanus shot?
No, I wish.
Never,
but-
or what, you wish. You're
Yeah.
like, no tattoos,
Just sounds
but
cool.
tetanus shot.
Just sounds cool.
I stood a nail when I was a kid, and it went right through my foot as well, tetanus. And then I got bit by a dog, tetanus.
I
and
did
then-
get bit by a dog. Maybe I
you?
did have a tetanus shot, but I got bit on the calf. Yeah,
Did
but
it break skin?
it did. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
then you
yeah.
probably did for sure.
Maybe I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they have like dogs have like really disgusting
Mouths.
mouths. Yeah, they're gross.
That were just like, oh, they're so cute.
I cut to me this
Lick
morning, my
me.
dog licking the inside of my eyelid.
Lick
I'm like,
me.
ah! And then just, I think when they bite, there's saliva or something gets in there, and it's
Yeah.
like a weird. Yeah.
It's probably like also on purpose, like for, like in the wild reasons. or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
like
yeah.
a little bit of a poison venom type of thing, but not really. But whatever.
What was your dog bite? What kind of dog?
I don't know. It was like I was riding my bike when I was like probably like 8 years old or something like that. Riding my bike down the neighborhood, and this dog started chasing me on the bike, and then bit me on the calf. While I was doing that.
Oh, you're riding. That's
I was riding.
That's vicious.
It sucked.
How chasing you?
It really sucked. And then because I still have the scars. So it's just like a tiny little.
A tiny little dot
little,
thing.
dot thing. And I'm like, oh, that's where the dog bit me.
Yeah,
but
what the hell?
yeah.
I had the exact same thing. I think it was on my left arm. But right there. It's can barely see a red blob. But I was a punker in high school.
Oh, okay.
And I had a big armband that I had made out of my dad's old sock because I was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it went through my finger up. So cool.
That's
What
so
a cool.
cool.
I was so
That
cool.
is very
I
cool.
can't believe how cool I was.
That is very cool.
And it bit through that, so it helped me. My cool armband helped relieve some of the bite.
That's sick.
Yeah, cool
Armor.
story, man.
Armor,
Yeah.
man. Armor, man. Unintentional armor. I get it.
Unintentional. Well, we'll wrap up. You got to go to work. You have to fucking go
Yeah.
to work here. God damn it. You got to go to work and watch comics do their best 5-minute clean set.
Yeah, but they're going to need a lot of encouragement
Yeah.
because it's their first time making people laugh.
Yeah. Thank you so much for doing this. Where can people find you?
I'm
I
right
also
here.
forgot to ask you about your K-hole.
Right here. It's not happening yet, but
Okay.
it's going to. I'm hoping maybe tonight.
Okay.
Probably not.
Okay.
But maybe tonight. You can find me. You can find me on Instagram, Reggie Watts, Twitter. I don't even know what the fuck's going on with that place anymore. But Twitter, Reggie Watts. You can find me on Hive, which is Reggie Watts. You can also. I'm trying to get on Blue Sky, which is Jack Dorsey's new Twitter alternative.
Oh,
Decentralized
okay.
Twitter. So I'm excited about that. I want to get on that and just leave Twitter behind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm there. I got a book coming out October 17th, I think.
Great.
That's called Great Falls, Montana, autobiography. And on Instagram, there's like a link tree that has like most of my shows.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We love this. Go buy his goddamn book. Go follow him and everything.
Pre-order.
Pre-order it. God damn it. I'll put the link in the YouTube thing here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah.
So nice to officially chat to you.
Thanks, Steph.
Big handshake.
Yes.
Watch the YouTube. Subscribe. Steph Infection Podcast. And send in your stories. I want to read them. Bye.